Welcome, foolish mortals, to another episode of the Hitchhiking Host Show. I am your host, your ghost host, Wes Troop, and I am back this week with another episode where we're going to talk what happened down at the Disney parks in this past week. And not just Walt Disney World this time, but we're also going to head over to California, because at Disney's California Adventure, there's something exciting coming for all you West Coasters over there. So, without any further ado, let's get to the trending topics. Alright, so our park hopping adventure is going to start over at Disney's Hollywood Studios, where there's always some big news coming for the next year or so from there. So, this week we saw the opening of Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy at Disney's Hollywood Studios, the newest attraction at Walt Disney World. The new attraction immerses guests in the world of cars and brings them face-to-face with racing legend Lightning McQueen. Taking on the role of a rookie racer, guests can cruise into the theater and find themselves watching Lightning, who will appear live on stage in animatronic form, while giant wraparound screens that are nearly 2 stories tall and stretch more than 200 feet from end to end pull guests into the action. So, I've seen this on YouTube, and you obviously can too. It's not that hard to find. So I think it looks okay. I guess it could have been a lot worse. When I had heard about this attraction, I was like, and that's sort of what I thought of seeing it on YouTube. I will go and see it in person, of course, and maybe I'll like it a little more once I see it in person. So a quick breakdown of this attraction. You go into the theater, you sit down, there's trivia and song with the soothing sounds of Larry the Cable Guy as Mater, as the pre-show. Then the Lightning McQueen animatronic comes out, and it does look amazing. It looks a lot like the Lightning at the end of the Cars ride, Radiator Springs Racers, over in Cars Land. So then he comes and shows how he races on the simulator, much like the scene out of Cars 3. Some of the supporting characters have voiceovers and appear up on the big screens. There's a face-off in a race simulation against Chick Hicks. And that's pretty much it. The jokes are okay. There's some funny stuff that happens. One good thing I would say is it's a nice and quick show. It's only like 10 minutes long once the show actually starts. So that's good, at least. Just 15-minute waits for it. It's not like it's a big draw yet, at least. Once those big crowds start coming in, it may be a bigger draw. I'm going to see it in person to see it for myself, see what it looks like. But it might be a once-and-done thing. Like, okay, well, that was okay. I don't really need to do that ever again. But we'll see. Who knows? I have a feeling that's what it might be for a lot of people. It's definitely no Cars Land. You can't compare it to that, obviously. This one little show to a whole entire land based off of Radiator Springs. But, I mean, it's okay for what it is, I suppose. Yeah, so Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy. If you're a big Cars fan, check it out. I would say just check it out. I mean, it's something new. See if you like it or not. And in addition to the daily DJs in addition to that Racing Academy, the daily DJs Ready Set Party Time dance party in the Sunset Showcase Courtyard is also now open. This special entertainment featuring Lightning McQueen's pit crew, getting everybody around engaged in entertaining Cars-inspired dances and games. Just like you would imagine, it is another dance party. So take that for what it's worth. Now, jumping into some huge news this week. This was a big news. The biggest change that was announced this week was a new ban on smoking at Walt Disney World beginning on May 1st, 2019. Smoking areas will no longer be available inside Walt Disney World or Disneyland theme parks, water parks, ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex, or Downtown Disney at the Disneyland Resort. While guests cannot smoke inside these areas, there will be places outside the entrances to the areas listed above and at Disney Springs at Walt Disney World. Smoking areas will also continue to be available at the Disney Resort hotels. Vapes continue to be banned at the parks as well, actually at Walt Disney World. There's also going to be a crackdown on large strollers and wagons, as they must be a certain dimension to be allowed in the parks. Loose and dry ice will also be banned from the parks as well. Well, the good thing is, none of that stuff affects me. I don't smoke, I don't have kids in wagons, I don't bring dry ice randomly into the park, so that's all good. I know a lot of people were up in arms about this one. It doesn't affect me, but if it affects you, just know you're going to have to puff, puff, puff somewhere else. No smoking areas anymore in the parks. You're going to have to go outside of the park, get a hand stamp and come back in, or, live with it till you leave. So, there's a lot of changes coming to the parks. Like I said, it doesn't affect me, but if it affects you, definitely look those up before your next trip. And now, after sellouts at recent events at Disney's Animal Kingdom and Disney's Hollywood Studios, Disney has gone ahead and extended the Disney After Hours upcharge events at all 3 participating theme parks through the summer. All Disney After Hours event tickets cost a whopping $125 for advance tickets and $129 for day of purchases, while of course DVC and annual pass holders pay the lower $95 ticket price. So if you're a fan of these after hours parties, the upcharge events going on, they will be going on this summer. I've old school and have done the e-ticket ride nights when it was free, when you just had to be a resort guest. We never paid for it. But these after hours things are pretty popular, and I don't know, maybe they're worth it. If you, I mean, getting into Toy Story Land after hours would be worth it, as well as Avatar Land, and I can imagine what it would be worth for Galaxy's Edge when that opens. Of course, they probably won't do any then. But as far as the summer goes, the Disney After Hours will be extended into that. So if you're interested in checking that out, you want to pay the ticket price, definitely check that out. And also, we're going to hop over to Disney Springs, because Disney confirmed earlier this week that the NBA Experience will open this summer on August 12th, 2019, right before the opening of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disney's Hollywood Studios. When guests enter the NBA Experience, they will feel as if they are walking through the player's tunnel at an NBA or WNBA arena, and will then be able to check out a variety of experiences themed to the world of basketball. A ticket to NBA Experience will be all-inclusive and will allow guests to access every activity inside the entertainment complex. Some of those options will include a slam dunk challenge, where guests can change the height of a standard 10-foot hoop to as low as 7 feet to perform their own moves captured by burst photography, an activity that tests shooting skills with spots on a court that light up as guests move from one location to another, attempting to sink as many shots as possible in 15 seconds, a way for guests to see how they stack up among some of the world's best basketball players by measuring their vertical leap, wingspan, shooting, and dribbling, and personalization for various activities with guest names and associating the activity with their favorite NBA or WNBA teams. So that will be coming this summer in August. If you're a big fan of that NBA Experience, you want to check that out, you're a huge basketball fan, then I would definitely look into the NBA Experience. I will probably not. I'm probably going to pass on that. If it was free, then we might be talking. But you got to buy the ticket. So, yeah, just know you have to pay for that, by the way, the NBA experience. Just like Disney Quest, which was in that building before. You have to pay to get in, and then you get all that stuff included with your ticket. So that will be opening on August 12th. And, of course, I'm sure there's going to be more news about that in the coming months. And also over at Disney Springs, a brand new food truck has joined the lineup in the Exposition Park area this week. The mac and cheese truck will focus on its creamy indulgence and has the following menu items: a 6-cheese crunchy mac and cheese, barbecue brisket mac and cheese, bacon cheeseburger mac and cheese, that's a lot of cheese, chicken parmesan mac and cheese, and a lobster and shrimp mac and cheese. That all sounds darn good to me. I might have to try some of that chicken parmesan mac and cheese. That sounds pretty good. And even the bacon cheeseburger mac and cheese sounds like it would be pretty good. Kind of hamburger helper-ish, but I'm sure it's better than hamburger helper. But yeah, I might have to check out some of that new mac and cheese when I hit up Disney Springs later this fall. And now we're going to park hop over to Typhoon Lagoon, because from April 6th to the 21st, guests 18 and older who visit Typhoon Lagoon will find the North Shore transformed into Adult Cove. Oh, now we're talking. Which will be a special adults-only area with food and beverage services, specialty drinks, live music, and TV screens around the bar to catch all the big games. So if you're heading over to Typhoon Lagoon, know that you can get into that adults-only section there from April 6th to the 21st. Just a couple weeks there. But definitely check that out if you're interested. And now, we're going to fly over. This is a big park hop, because we're park and hopping all over the way to Disneyland Resort, because big news for Disney California Adventure, as the Mickey's PhilharMagic 3D attraction will be coming to the park in the former Muppet Vision Theater. Since the Frozen sing-along replaced the Muppets years back, the theater has been used recently for previews of upcoming events. Now finally, something more permanent will be coming to the theater. Mickey's PhilharMagic, which is a big hit, of course, in the Magic Kingdom, will open over at Disney's California Adventure later this month. I'm always a big fan of Mickey's PhilharMagic. I see it at least once a vacation over at the Magic Kingdom. I would definitely like to check that out at California Adventure. I mean, it's going to be the same movie, but you never know. They might have a little bit different effects in the theater or something. Definitely a welcome addition, because I know they were switching things up, giving you like it would have been the Dumbo preview earlier, or whatever preview of whatever Disney movie was coming out, whether it be Pirates of the Caribbean or whatnot, was going in there. So it's nice that it finally has something more permanent to that space. Definitely looking forward that Mickey's PhilharMagic will be coming later this month. All right, well, that's the show. I'll be back next week with some more news from the Disney parks. But until then, don't forget to subscribe right here on YouTube. YouTube.com/HitchHostShow. Like the show on Facebook. Facebook.com/HitchHostShow. Follow on the Twitter @HitchHostShow. And if you want to listen to the show, or you are listening to the show, do so over on Podbean, hitchhostshow.podbean.com. Or search for the show under West Troop or the Hitchhiking Host Show on iTunes or Stitcher. Until next time, don't forget to
hurry back
for the next episode. See ya!